As a veteran with disabilities to both sides of your body, you know your own limitations. But did you know that you also may be entitled to additional benefits because of this? I'm Crystal Lechner, an attorney at Woods & Woods, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the bilateral factor, how the VA views it, and how it can provide you with an opportunity for increased combined rating. Disabilities that affect both sides of a veteran's body are far more limiting and more severe than disabilities that affect just one side. For example, if you have a disability to your left arm and then suddenly you have a condition on your right arm or your disability to your right arm, then you are far more limited in how you get through your day. Simple things that we consider daily tasks, such as washing your hair, cooking your own food, buttoning your shirt, become not so simple anymore. The VA recognizes this, and the law recognizes this, and veterans with disabilities that affect both sides are compensated at a higher rate than disabilities to one side. This is what's called the bilateral factor. The purpose of the bilateral factor is to compensate veterans for additional disabilities and their restrictions in their ability to function in their everyday life. First, I want to talk to you about what the bilateral factor is. Bilateral simply means both sides of the body. So simply put, that could be your right arm and your left arm, or conditions on your right leg or your left leg. The disability does not have to be the same on both sides of your body. It just has to be contained to either your right and left upper body or your right and left lower body. So an example of this would be a right elbow condition and a left wrist condition, or a right knee condition and a left ankle condition. So how does the bilateral factor get applied? When a veteran has a compensable disability, so you're service-connected for disabilities to both sides of your body, your individual rating for those bilateral disabilities, so your right and left disabilities, will be combined as usual. And then 10% of the value of the combined rating will be added. This 10%, this additional 10%, is the bilateral factor. It will be added before any non-bilateral disabilities are figured into the overall combined rating. This math is complicated, just like any VA math, and so it might be helpful to walk through an example. For example, if you have a veteran who's got a right wrist disability that's 30% disabling, and a left elbow condition that's 10% disabling, and then you have an unrelated condition such as tinnitus that's 10% disabling. The bilateral factor is going to be applied to those arm conditions because you have conditions on both sides of the body. So you combine the right wrist and the left elbow, making a combined rating of 37 under the rating table. Next, you add in that bilateral factor, that 10%. So under the rating system, the 10 plus the 37 makes a new combined rating of 41. The 41 is then added to your unrelated non-bilateral condition, the 10% tinnitus, and you have a combined rating total of 47. This then rounds up to 50%. Without the bilateral factor, so in this situation you had a right wrist and a right elbow condition, the veteran would have been rated at 40% disabled. So you can see there's a big difference here once the bilateral factor is added in. And this can be a great impact to your overall combined rating. While the calculations can be confusing, the important thing to remember is that the bilateral factor works in favor of the veteran and provides for an overall higher combined rating. If you have questions about your bilateral factor or conditions that you have on both sides of your body and whether they qualify, please feel free to give us a call or check out our website.